Hello and welcome back to the Madmen with a Box weekly live stream where we talk everything about Doctor Who and we review a certain episode, audio drama, or just a topic. But we're not doing really any of those except maybe review an episode because Doctor Who is back.
It's back!
It's back after 5 months. Back. Doctor Who is back. And we got Connor over from the 50% Doctor Who podcast, and also equally important, the For a Laugh podcast. Definitely check that out as well. Where's Jimmy?
Maybe.
Shocking news.
Maybe.
Jimmy might actually be here for once. Maybe.
Said,
I don't know. Are we pulling an RTD and just lying to you? Who knows? You'll have to wait and see.
There's always a twist at the end.
Knew you were going to say that. I am OZChris. I'm joined, as usual, with Professor Pixel. We will have some guests coming in later to talk about the episodes as well. We're just waiting on them. But before we get into our reviews of the double episode premiere, or as Disney Plus says, 3-episode premiere, because they've technically it is true. They've lumped in the Church on Ruby Road as episode
1,
0.
which it is.
It technically is. You need to watch that before going into Space Babies. So, but it is very misleading. It's not a 3-episode premiere. It is just a double episode premiere for the actual series. So, Disney, stop lying to me. But yes, before we get into our review of the Space Babies and the Devil's Chord, we have a little bit of news. And speaking of Christmas specials, it turns out we're kind of breaking tradition here with the Christmas special.
Yes, we don't really have a post to show.
Yes, so apparently Stephen Moffat will be writing 2024's Doctor Who Christmas special, which is weird because I'm pretty sure I remembered that Russell said he had already written it. So is this another classic Russell, haha, I fooled you. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, you can't shame me again.
What if it's a double feature? Double the Christmas.
Or it's a RTD written by RTD and Moffat.
Oh wow!
You're gonna get that happens. You're gonna get so many fart jokes mixed with dirty jokes.
Dirty fart jokes coming.
Dirty. Oh, you're gonna get weird fetish jokes with a combination of that. But yeah, usually, whether it be the Christmas specials or in the case of Chibnall's era, the New Year's specials, they're always written by the showrunner. But if this is true, that Moffat will actually be writing it, this kind of breaks its tradition, which I'm going to be okay with. Yes, it is a writer we're all familiar with. It is a returning writer, but at least it's not RTD doing a whole lot of the work.
I just have to say, I'm a ¡1 Moffat stan, so
yes.
Yeah, give me more, boy.
Where's that restraining order again?
Hey, I didn't pull a Jimmy on Moffat, okay?
That we know of.
Yeah, so Stephen Moffat back again, because he's back next week as well.
He's back he's back in 2 days.
He's back in 2 days. Wow. Wednesday being our streaming day is weird.
Yes. Well.
Okay, so now some news, and Landry will be joining us shortly. Death in the Stars, written by Bonnie Langford. It is a Doctor Who murder mystery.
Ooh.
I think it has
Sabalom Glitz.
Thank you.
You say his name right, okay? He's the best Doctor Who character of all time. How dare you say his name wrong? Landry would agree with me. Sabalom Glitz, best Doctor Who character of all time.
Well, I feel like I have to agree now.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes, the best.
Best.
Everyone loves that.
Yeah. Who knew we were going to be getting content with him, though?
Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, a murder mystery written by Bonnie Langford that's going to star Melanie Bush and...
I would hope so if it's written by Mel's actress.
What?
No, she's going to write a Doctor Who book about, I don't know...
Perry.
Okay, she's written 37 books.
She has? Jesus.
They're all Doctor Who. Oh, no. She's a narrator. It just comes up because she's a narrator.
Yeah.
I want to know if she's an author already. Has she written other books? That's important to me. And
it was a writing debut.
This is her writing debut.
Yeah.
Her writing debut is she gets to jump right in and write a Doctor Who book. Okay.
I mean,
I think there aren't people who train their whole lives to be authors. Those people might be upset.
Really? Do you know any?
I'd love to meet one, but they don't exist. That's why they need people like Bonnie Langford to write, because there's no one else who could possibly do it, who maybe might bring decades of experience to the table. That's fine.
Do you really want to write a Melanie Bush murder mystery, though?
I have written word jumbles. I'll write whatever.
Okay.
I have no pride when it comes to that. Writing I would love to. Every genre is a new challenge. I wrote a Star Wars murder mystery about a cooking competition in Maz Kanata's castle. Yeah. Think about that.
You're thinking about that, Pixel.
I am thinking about that. There are layers, and then you added layers.
Yeah.
That, like on a cake. Or the layers of an onion.
He's not coming back.
Yes. Yeah. According to Russell himself, David is he's absolutely not coming back, which makes me believe he is absolutely coming back.
Landry, this is very, very important because this was last week and you were not here. Character Toys has released the pre-order for the 14th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver with a gold plating.
Oh.
So instead of this chrome, it's a gold finish.
I got to get a hammer and destroy my old one.
No, you need both. And then you put them together and destroy them that way.
This is pretty good. I like this.
But yeah, no. But yeah, David Tennant's coming back. One way or another.
Well, is he going to retire from audiobooks too, or are you just talking about performances? Be specific, Russell, because you're talking some mad smack here for those of us who are invested in Big Finish and things like that. Be clear with your words.
Nick Briggs is like, God damn it. Like, can't use him anymore? What the hell, Russell?
Yeah, no, he's done. And he told us the world through Russell T. Davies. I mean, one, let David Tennant speak for himself. And two, is he gone? Completely gone? 100%. It's unspecific.
No, he'll come back. Whether he'll come back as 10 or 14, who knows? He's definitely not retired from the role.
No.
Someone like David is never going to probably retire from the role.
It'd be weird if he was.
Back.
Yeah.
There.
Next, indeed, Big Finish.
Improves my lighting.
Look, the Quirks. What the Quirks going on?
Yes, so the cover reveal for one of the latest Fourth Doctor Adventures box sets, Dominant Species, Fourth Doctor against Quirks, and I guess by association, Dominators.
One would assume.
One would assume.
Because of Quirks without Dominators would just be weird. I really hope that's yeah, I mean it's obviously true. I'm really excited about that actually. The Quirks are some of my favorites. I made a 3D printed Quirk figure for my collection.
Nice.
Yes, yes. Hello, Joe of the Corrallos.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Always happy to. Okay.
Oh no.
What's just happening
no.
here?
I'm probably still here. Don't worry.
Chris, you know more about the ongoings of Big Finish than I do.
Yes.
What does this person mean by Quirks for the final fourth Doctor Big Finish story is an interesting choice?
I don't know if it's the final one. It's definitely, I'm going to assume it's the final one of this companion group because they were introduced as, well, aside from Harry, Naomi, I think the character's name, Naomi was introduced with Harry, having mentioned that they traveled with the Doctor, and they were introduced in a box set that featured the Quirks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, just being realistic, Tom Baker can't. There's only so many years we're going to get out of him. I don't mean.
I know, but
yeah, like these are all recorded like years in advance.
They'd have to be.
So they all just. That's why he has like. He's probably the one that has the most releases because they just have so many recorded.
That's weird considering he resisted for so long.
Yeah. The moment they got him, they were like, "Oh, we can."
Oh, whenever you're going to be recording so much for us, Tom.
And actually, I think he's actually done recent recordings too, for like once in future.
I'd assume that would technically be the most recent. Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but you look at how dramatically he's aged from his appearance on the 50th anniversary and the way he looks now in just 10 years. And I mean, he's at an age of life where those 10 years are extremely dramatic. And it's hard to watch. And hopefully we do have him for a much, much longer time. But
yeah, no, anytime I see Tom Baker trending on X, on Twitter, I'm like, please no.
Yeah.
No!
Please, God, no.
Jimmy said he's going to be on today. Do you think it's true?
I don't know.
Who knows?
There's always a twist at the end.
No, not yet. We have one last thing to talk about, and that's the life and death of River Song, a series set after she's been put into the library.
Yes, so that's the gimmick they're doing, is that this is River after the library. So she's a ghost. She's a data ghost.
But she's been uploaded into a new, I guess, synthetic body.
I guess, because...
Sure. Sci-fi.
Why not?
Sure.
I feel like this should be a one-time gimmick, but it seems to be an entire new series. I'm like, I don't know.
That's so unlike Doctor Who at this point.
Yes.
I still think it could be good.
Oh, sure. Lots of things could happen.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like, more River Song.
That's true. Yeah. Who knew that? That in the River Song box set there'd be more River Song.
Wow, astounding. This isn't news. This is just point. This is what's going on. And buying us the about 15 minutes that we needed to breathe in, let people come in so we can talk about the important thing tonight, which Chris is supposed to lead us into, but he just...
Oh, sorry, I'm back.
You're back.
Yes, finally. We are here to talk about Doctor Who, obviously. This is a Doctor Who channel. Unless you want us all to talk about, I don't know, Transformers, but that's not the kind of channel we're here for.
Ready.
X-Men 97?
Never seen it.
Yeah.
Never seen any of that cartoon. The original or the new one. Can't talk about that.
The new one's really good. Like, astounding.
I've never warmed to the X-Men.
Neither did I.
Okay, fair.
But anyway, we back with Doctor Who. Doctor Who came back with a 2-episode premiere, The Space Babies and The Devil's Chord. So we'll talk about and review the first Space Babies, and then go into The Devil's Chord afterwards. So Space Babies, picking off from the Church on Ruby Road, our first adventure with the 15th Doctor and his newest companion, Ruby. They arrive on a space station full of space babies that has a space bogeyman. Well, just a bogeyman or boogeyman, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Yes, so we'll start with Landry. Your thoughts on the debut episode?
I
Space
cannot
Babies.
believe how much I hated that episode. I did not like the Space Babies episode. I did not care for it. I also have a copyright objection. Hold on. Wait.
Did you come up with a Doctor Who story that happened to be called Space Babies?
This book, Pepper Page Saves the Universe, by let's check the author, Landry Q. Walker. Landry Q. Walker. He's unknown. I'm just saying, we already have Space Babies, which is what they're referred to frequently. Right there. Space Babies. Already taken. Sorry.
All right. Come on, Russell. Residuals, please, for Landry.
I feel like every Russell T Davies scene has a Fear Me, or whatever it's called, Fear Her. And they got it out of the way quick this time. Like, they're like, let's just jump right into get the what was the one with the TV and the faces were erased, or the girl drawing?
Idiot's Lantern.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got an Idiot's Lantern. We got a Fear Her, or whatever it was called, out of the way. Yeah, I did not like this episode. I mean, I like the performances. I thought the performances were great. Reinforced my feelings about the casting, and that I think it's spot on. I mean, I knew this actor was going to be a really good Doctor from as soon as I heard his name, because I'd seen him in that what's that show he was on before?
Sex Education.
It's Jimmy.
Hello.
Oh,
He's alive, guys.
Echo drum roll, please.
And he's sharing the screen.
That's so weird. I have this up on my screen randomly.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Who's this fucker, huh?
I don't know that guy. He wrote
I
that
don't
stupid
know.
Pepper Page book that it's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Space Babies. Who writes a thing like that?
It's ridiculous.
Real quick. All right. No. Put it back up. Put it back up.
Okay.
Landry.
You can say please.
Plug your book. Plug your book.
What?
Plug your book.
My book? Plug my book. Plug my book. My new book, The Butcher's Boy, comes out this coming Wednesday from Dark Horse Publishing. It'll be in comic book stores everywhere. It's a psychotropic horror story about people who are eating meat, and it is the most gruesome thing I've ever written, and it makes me squeamish just to look at it, and I tried to channel all of that into the pages. That's my plug. I hope people read it. Thank you.
Wait. What's the genre?
Horror.
What kind of horror? I mean, fucking obviously, it's called The Butcher's Boy.
Meat horror.
Meat cooking horror.
This sounds like fucking vegan propaganda, if you ask me.
I'm reuniting with Justin Greenwood, who's a phenomenal artist who worked on The Last Siege with me. And yeah, please check it out.
Last Siege is great, Bug. That's how I actually met Landry.
It's
I read the book first. I talked to Justin, and then he said, "Oh, you like fucking Last Siege? Talk to Landry."
Yeah, and he's like, "I don't want to do that," and it took years me badgering him. So this Space Baby episode, the story was fine. I found it just really predictable very quickly, and everywhere it went, it just didn't work for me. But again, visually great, casting great, all of that was good. Musical cues great. I just didn't like the story. I thought it was predictable and benign and fairly gross.
I am so with you. I literally Connor from the 50% Doctor Who podcast. He and I were texting while we were both watching it, and I texted him. I was like, do you also think this episode's retarded? Like, he didn't like.
For lack of a better word, Jimmy. Yeah, go on.
For lack of a better word. But I hated this episode so much. So much. And it's like, Russell, what the hell? The casting is great.
Yes.
I mean, because, the first episode, which was the Christmas special, I was like, okay, Shooty, I love him from Sex Education. I hope he brings that same energy here for this series. And then the Church on Ruby Road, I was like, okay, whatever. And then this one, I was like, oh, it's not good. And then, real quick spoiler alert, the third one, that's where I went, oh, okay, this is what kind of doctor he's bringing to the table. It took 3 episodes for me to kind of go, okay, I'm ready for for change. And his doctor will be good. And I really do think he'll be good. But the first 2 episodes are not it. The third one is where his doctor really shines. But Space Babies, it is terrible. Really fucking bad. Just really bad.
It's an idiot's lantern.
Thank you. That's, you know what? It's not that bad.
Oh, well, I mean, it's definitely
That's surprising because Idiot's Lantern is written by your favorite writer, Mark Gatiss.
Oh, fuck you, Chris. My favorite writer, whatever. Bro, with that mustache, Chris.
The woman who gets put into the concrete tablet with the Absorbaloaf.
Love and Monsters.
It's not. It's definitely, what I was looking for was 11 Monsters. Instead, I got an Idiot's Lantern.
So a step up? What?
Anyway, no, that's my take. I didn't care for this episode.
Chris, with your mustache, bro, it's been a while. Love to see you. With that mustache and like goatee, you look like a character from Attack on Titan. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Joe, your thoughts on space?
Well,
on babies. Sorry, space babies.
Space Babies, sure. Well, first, Chris, I just wanted to say I think you look like Chris.
Yes, it does. It's astounding.
So you have that going for you. So to build up, to build off of what's been said so far, Jimmy, what are you doing? What's happening? What's that?
What?
Oh God! Please help me.
What do you think?
Oh,
Jimmy?
the picture?
Yeah. What are you doing?
That's like I had to fresh restart my computer, like factory reset, and I had a comedy show, and this was one of the pictures I used in the ad for the show. And this is so I was looking through my pictures, and turns out I only have 3 pictures since I factory reset that I could use instead of like a weird icon. So I mean, it was this or Malcolm X or Rosa Parks, and I went with the GOAT.
How about I really would feel more comfortable if you didn't use any of those right now while we were talking about
I'm starting
this.
to question why you have those 3 in particular.
If you wouldn't mind.
Oh yeah, Chris, to answer your question, it was because it was a roast battle, and so I was going up against a friend of mine, and just like Martin Luther King, he's been arrested, so that's the point. But yeah, I'll change it. I'm sorry.
I'd appreciate that, Jimmy. Thank you.
I'll find something.
Cool.
Anyway, you were saying, Joe?
Yeah, what I was saying was this episode, it leans into a lot of sort of the worst tendencies of Russell. I feel like a lot of the things I personally don't like. And again, the Space Babies also with the like uncanny valley kind of look to them when they were talking and so like things like that it gets distracting. I've always disliked that sort of babies, like it doesn't work for it leaned into this idea of I'm not sure who the audience is for a lot of this stuff. Like Doctor Who works best to me, and I think overall, like the general consensus is it works best when it is a show that anyone can watch, but not necessarily like, maybe it's a little scary if you're like 6 or younger, but it's overall accessible. Whereas this felt like it was both, like it felt really excessively childish in a way that was off-putting. I felt like I was too old to be watching this show. And that's not how Doctor Who should work. Doctor Who, when it's excelling, feels like it's accessible to everyone. It's appropriate for everyone. Not that it is a children's show. And I
agree.
This episode felt like a children's show.
It felt like an episode of Sarah Jane Adventures.
Yeah, actually.
Oh, so terrible?
No, just young.
You take that back, Jimmy. There's some really good episodes in Sarah Jane Adventures.
There are.
I wouldn't
even
know.
with it being marketed more towards kids.
I couldn't get past it. It was just too childish. This episode, Landry, you've written a kid's book, right?
Several.
We can all agree. Pepper Page, right?
That's one of them. Yes.
Right.
Years of Disney Adventures.
Supergirl as well. Right. Yeah. What's the main thing you do when writing a child's book? The one thing you do is, I hope you can agree, you don't talk down to them.
Yeah, that's exactly. And
that's what this felt like.
Yeah, it did.
So my thoughts, unless Joe, do you have anything?
I'm good to move on. So
no, Joe. How did you feel since we're still new with this Doctor? How did you feel about his performance?
Sure. Performance-wise, he felt doctory. However, again, like there are elements of this where it's like, so, and this is the writing less than this Doctor. Like, I am totally fine with a Doctor who feels like he needs to save the monsters and all that. Like, no problem with that at all. What doesn't work here is it's sentient snot. Like, this was not really the monster to do that with.
Yeah.
And like, it just, again, it made the episode, like that reveal and everything made it feel childish. It was like embarrassing to watch at points. Like, I
don't know. Is it really the Doctor Who experience if sometimes you're embarrassed watching certain parts of it? I mean,
that's fair. That's fair, but like particularly embarrassed. Like it wasn't like a fleeting embarrassment. It was like an embarrassment that just like stuck to your chest through most of the episode. But no, I mean the performances were good. The baby stuff, like maybe those performances were good, but I hate that so much. I don't care. It sucks. Like it sucks to listen to and look at. So,
the baby faces did not match the words. It didn't work.
Yeah.
I'm not doing 2 rankings. We're not doing the rankings yet. But this episode, when I first watched it, repulsed me. It was I thought it was one of the worst things in Doctor Who that I've seen.
No, back the fuck up. Did you say the first time, like you watched it more than once?
I watched it a second time today, yes.
Oh my God. Are you okay?
Because Pixel is a professional.
Or mentally ill.
I stayed up all night and I waited and waited to watch it with some of my family, and it was just a very bad episode. I was excited. I was very excited for Doctor Who. I loved Church of Ruby Road. I really did. Mm-hmm. So I was like gung-ho, let's go. And I was just staring in horror as this episode continued to it didn't
Get worse.
It didn't breathe. It got worse, but it didn't breathe. It felt like they constantly had to keep moving because if you aren't loud and screaming every 5 seconds, you're not keeping people's attention. Which honestly, that's a lot of children's content right now, isn't it? Other than Bluey, I guess. But the second time, I will say it wasn't as rough. So maybe it was my own excitement, and then on top of that, they had too much energy. It wasn't working well. But the second time, it wasn't as bad as that first time. Because I hated it. I hated it so hard. But I had to give it a second chance before.
Well, if you think about it, Crispy Pro actually made a good point today in his video. Other than Rose, his 3 seasons after that, the season openers were not that good.
Well, wait. What are his season openers? I love the one on the with the plague planet. I thought that was a really strong one.
That wasn't the season opener for that series.
What was the season opener?
It was the Donna one.
The wedding one?
Yeah.
I thought that was a special. Was that really a season opener?
Yep.
That's special.
It was the Christmas, and then it went into that.
What?
It was the season opener. No, wait. Sorry.
Smith and Jones.
No, yeah. I was okay. My bad. Yeah, I was wrong. Wait. You thought either way, that's still a bad episode.
Did you just say Smith and Jones is a bad episode?
No, that's the good one.
No, I didn't like Smith and
No,
Jones.
the New York. New.
No, I like New York. I liked that one. This is
That one.
It's fun.
That's an okay episode.
Yeah,
That's
it's not
the most-
great.
That's the most
Not
mid.
terrible.
That's the point, though. Like, think about it. That episode and Smith and Jones. Which one would you rather watch? Smith and Jones.
No, I did not like Smith and Jones.
Oh wow.
I'll take the other one easily. I mean, it has all the humor with the trampoline person and Rose switching body and the doctor switching body. All that stuff. It's great. Plus, it's a zombie story with a happy ending.
Yeah, you could be wrong, but
So
that is
I'm
objectively
agreeing-
bad.
Landry, I'm agreeing with you. Okay, I would rather watch New Earth. It has all of that, and I love it for it.
I'm
Love's a
giving-
strong word. I like
It's a good. I'm not going to say great.
I'm
Kiss
getting
ass.
what Jimmy is saying though, because A Christmas Invasion was the episode that David Tennant came in on. So I don't know if it like followed immediately after though.
What was season 4? Season 4 was his last season.
Season
What was
4?
that?
Well, unless you
Partners
count
in
his
Crime?
movie season. What was his season 4 opening with Donna when he meets Donna
Yeah,
again
that was
and
Partners
they
in
go
Crime.
the fat
I'm
babies, right?
holding it fat.
Partners in Crime is
fun.
terrible.
That's
No,
fun.
it's not.
Other than the banter when the doctor meets Donna for the first time in a long time, right?
You got some
Other-
wild takes today, Jimmy.
Other than that, it's really not that good.
It's fine.
Compared to the rest of the season,
The adipose are just as a concept. I've always wanted to see that.
compared to the rest of the season, it's not that good. What? You literally think about it. You got Fires of Pompeii, Waters of Mars, Silence in the Library Part 1, Part 2. You got
Unicorn and the Wasp.
Oh no, I like Unicorn and the Wasp. Don't say bad things about
that
Unicorn
was
and the Wasp.
mid. For me, that was mid. Like I enjoy parts of it. Like also you got like Turn Left.
Turn Left is great. Turn Left is one of the best episodes.
You got Waters of Mars. You also got the End of Time Part 1, Part 2.
Waters of Mars is one of the specials, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're
That's
getting
still-
the specials
it-
now. That's not
No,
even
that's
season 4.
that still counts part of the season.
No,
No, it doesn't.
It's
no,
out.
they're
It's
specials.
They're
They're not even
separate.
boxed with
It's
season 4.
it's not technically a series. It's just a specials of episodes.
Yeah.
It's not part of series 4.
It is. Go on,
No.
go on Max. Go on Max. Same season.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm going to trust the
Okay, your
streaming
DVDs.
service, much like how Disney said this was a 3-episode premiere. Yeah, I'm going to trust the streaming service that have
Did they
weird categories.
really?
It's
Rude.
not Disney's not Max, dude. Disney's not
Still,
Max.
I'm not trusting how streaming services categorize a lot
Okay.
of their seasons.
So, Pixel, we were working on your opinion here.
Oh yeah. This episode I despised it, and now I despise it less. But
now
I still
it
don't
hurt.
like it.
Let's see, it hurt you.
Not at all. It's just
Chris.
not a good episode, and we're all in agreement pretty much, unless
Well, we don't know.
Chris.
Me, okay. I thought this episode was just okay.
The nicest review yet.
This is of all of us, I'm gonna have the nicest. I thought it was okay. I enjoyed
to be
it.
fair,
It
is the nicest review yet. But to be fair, we're not 4. We're not 4 years old.
There's Chris.
neither am I.
That's what
Now,
I'm saying.
is this the best opener for a series? No. Nothing will ever top 11th Hour.
Yep.
Is this the best episode of Doctor Who? No. I do think it is far from the worst. I would rather watch this than watch In the Forest of the Night, because that episode is so bad.
Which one is
That is a
Forest of
really
the
bad
Night?
episode. That's the one where forests just cover all of the planet Earth.
Peter Capaldi.
12th Doctor
Yeah.
Forest one. That was okay.
Yeah, and then at the end, it's like, hey, the forest just gave this girl her missing sister back, and it's like, what?
Yeah, it wasn't super solid. No.
No, I enjoyed that episode more.
You
than
enjoyed that episode?
I enjoyed it more than the baby one. I did like it better. I did not like it, but I did like it better than the baby one, which tells you how much
Landry,
I didn't like the baby one.
we're agreeing, Landry. This is the first time in like
Weird.
6 months.
I don't understand what happened to you while you were gone, Jimmy. Because we don't agree.
Jimmy half regenerated, I guess.
Yeah.
I never mind.
So
But no, I thought it was okay. There are more cons than pros. The pros, I'm agreeing with everyone. Performance-wise, it's great, especially 15's scene of "You're not wrong. No one grows up wrong." Fantastic. That's
Fucking
a highlight of that
bullshit.
episode.
I literally did 100% disagree. No one grows up wrong. All right. I was literally, while he said that, I was like, oh, that sounds nice. But then I thought about it and I was like, oh, yeah. Hitler, Ted Bundy.
yeah, I think you're missing the point of
You're
that
missing the
one.
point. It's not supposed to be taken too literally.
What do you mean? All right, Landry, explain it.
I think what the implication was in terms of inherently not what your actions are, but you as a person, and the person that you are is not going to be wrong or inherently wrong. You may it's not excusing you from taking evil actions, but you inherently as a person are unique and yourself. What you do with that can be good or bad. I mean, I think that's just given. That's just a given. You could, but you're not born wrong. What you do with it from there, that's up to you.
Yes, and it's
I-
especially,
I- you know,
the
I
doctor,
kind of-
especially
I-
the doctor comforting them because these babies are literally grown.
No,
Yeah.
I literally,
That's
I
only
get
been
that. I
true.
get that part. But saying you don't grow up wrong, I 100% disagree. Like even in like the metaphorically speaking. Hey Connor, how do you like the space babies?
I had to call in because I'm sick of this space baby slander from all of you. Okay, I'm not having it. I'm at work.
Hey,
I've got
I'm
you
the
on the
nicest one here.
loudspeaker.
I think it's okay. I don't think it's as
Yeah,
terrible as that.
I
they
let
all
you
think
go.
it is. I think it's okay.
I'm letting you off, Chrissy, but I'm at work.
Thanks.
I'm listening to you on the speaker, and I can't stand this slander for space babies. It's a fun episode. Come on, everyone's
Connor.
hating it.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Oh shit! You're like 20 years too old for this episode.
I know. Okay, I showed my family, and everyone hated it, and they were like, "Oh, why did they pick this to be the opener?" And I was like, "I don't know." Okay.
If I'm going to say something
you
nice
showed
about it,
your family this in particular episode.
No, I showed them. We watched the 60th and the Christmas and Church and Ruby Road together, so we watched all.
All right, so you watched one good episode.
if I'm going to if I'm gonna say something nice about this episode, it's gonna be I will take this over no Doctor Who. I enjoyed it more than no Doctor Who at all.
That's true.
Like,
Oh, sure.
there's things I enjoyed. I enjoyed watching the Doctor run around a space station. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the Doctor running from a monster. I enjoyed that. Almost getting the air vent alien moment. Fine, whatever. I've seen it a million times before, but of course, it's still better for me than no Doctor Who. It's just space babies.
Wow, people really didn't like it. Hey, that's insane. People really didn't like it.
It's just I love Doctor Who too. We all love Doctor Who.
Yep.
But this episode is
For babies.
parody with all the running and all the ridiculous reactions. It's like RTD wrote it on speed and made everyone act like it.
It would be great if this was episode 7 or 8. I just don't think it's a strong lead. I don't think it's a strong opener.
Yeah, I can get that. I understand that.
Yeah.
God, how
All right.
are we in this spot?
Here's the thing. I actually think the best character in Space Babies was the nanny.
Annie.
I have no problem with the nanny.
She was actually
She was
Like-
fine. I just feel like there should have been more given to her, given the whole like Ruby's being like, "You save everyone," and then she starts to break down. I'm like, this doesn't really feel like.
Russell loves
It's-
characters crying for like no reason.
Yeah, I felt like there should have been more build up to that because
That's also a good point. I'm really not liking Ruby.
Oh,
ooh,
Why?
I'm not connected
Why?
to her.
I don't care about her one way or another, which isn't a great sign.
She feels like Clara. You can't go back to the time where we can't go back and meet your parents. Why? I don't know.
I loved her bit though about, and I thought it was really strong about, no, we can go see my mother, and they go to her adopted mother, and I thought that was really sweet.
I don't really, I don't really
That
think
was
that's
her
something
best
to,
moment.
I don't really think that's something to do with Clara. That's more of like a, it's essentially just like, hey, remember series 1 where like Rose made a big mistake going back in time and tried to save her dad? It's kind of just like a kind of a reference to that, and that seems like a.
I thought about
something-
that. I really did. But right now, the way she is written, she feels like the impossible child.
Connor, where do you work? Where are you?
Australia.
He's gone.
He's cut off.
He's a construction worker. He builds houses in Australia and Perth.
Does he really?
Yeah.
He and I talk every day. He's like really close friend.
I want to get his ranking. I want to know his rating for the episode. But
I can tell you right now. He already told me.
I forgot that is what banishes him.
I can tell you right now. He already told me he likes Space Babies, and he sent me a text saying,
save his rating about the other episode for when we get to that.
No, well, it's not a rating.
I
He
want
said,
I want a number.
he was like, "Am I crazy because I feel like I'm the only one who doesn't like the Devil's Chord?"
Okay, see, you're jumping ahead.
See,
All right.
we're not there yet. We're not.
Yeah,
going
I'm just letting you know.
here.
If we're gonna give it a number,
Give us your number, Connor.
don't say his name. He vanishes when you say his name.
Sorry, my dad was calling me and they cut the thing off.
That's all
What's
right.
going on? What was my question?
What if you were to give this a 1 to 10? Space Baby's a 1 to 10 ranking. 1 out of 10.
I think on my podcast I gave it. God, what did I give? I think I gave it a 7.5.
Really?
It was like a 7 or
You guys
7.5.
have really enjoyed
yeah.
it.
You're out of your fucking mind.
I did. I enjoyed
I'm glad
it
we
more
have a
than
different
Devil's
opinion
Chord.
here.
I enjoyed it more than Devil's Chord. Sorry, everyone disagrees with me with that, but
And hey, there was fun to be had in this episode. Yeah, it's not the best episode ever, but like
No, it has its moments.
it
does
has
have
its moments. The music moments, good.
Yeah,
The
Murray
character
Gold,
moment's
good.
good.
A fucking
Gold.
big surprise.
Okay. So, what are the rankings? What Pixel? What do you got?
I'm going to give it a. On the first viewing, it was seriously sitting at a 3, but I think I've mellowed out. It's fine-ish, so it's 5, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Chris.
Me,
Damn.
I'm giving it. I thought it was okay. While there are more cons than pros, I can kind of forgive it because it's Doctor Who, and we've had definitely worse episodes than this. So I'd give it a 6.5.
Oh, you're right there with Connor. Okay.
Ishan as well.
Yeah, Sean put 6 out of 10. I was like 7 maybe, but nah, I think 7's a little too.
Hold on.
Little too high.
You put the, because I remember your ranking for Heaven Sent. No, I mean not Heaven Sent. What's the one right after that?
Hellbent.
Hellbent. You put Hellbent as a 6 out of 10. You think it's the same?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I gave that a different rank because it's a 2-parter.
Yeah,
It's the
I mean, it had a
follow-up
lot
of
to
the
deliver
two-parter.
on, and I actually don't disagree with Chris on that. Hellbent didn't deliver.
The only one
That's
who's not going to
tough.
agree with us is Pixel.
Because Hellbent isn't that bad.
Because Pixel is wrong.
Okay, Joe. What
Pixel,
rank
you're
do
going
got?
from
What
like
number
a
you got, Joe?
you're going from like a Michelin restaurant to McDonald's. Sure, I like them both, but there is definitely a difference in quality.
It's an insult to that. What?
So there's
Mhm.
there's plenty of episodes that are worse than this, sure, but this was rough for me. I don't know how often I'll come back to this one unless I really have to. I think I gotta give it like a 4 out of 10. Like it's definitely like, I think I've given other episodes on here worse than that anyway, but like, yeah, I don't think I think a 4 out of 10 for this is fair.
I think you're right. I would say that the rankings are really, like if I was ranking an something from the Jodie Whittaker era, this would rank higher than the number I'm going to give it because of what's surrounding it. I didn't enjoy a lot of that era. I expected more from Russell T Davies, more from a first episode, more from the real premiere of this Doctor, and that wasn't a special episode. I actually am all the way down on a 3 on this one, but it's all relative. It's relative. I just expect it to be stronger. There are episodes that are probably not as good that I have ranked higher because of context. The context here, it gets a 3 from me. I'll never watch this one again unless I have a desperate reason to. Someone's like, please watch this with me. I'm on my deathbed. Okay.
Yeah.
I really want to watch Space
Landry.
Babies before I die.
Landry, I can't be the only one with a multiple ranking. This is your task. You need to give it another one now.
Okay. If this episode existed in the Whittaker era, around a lot of the episodes, I would probably give this one a 5.5.
Okay.
Or even a 6. Even a 6, because I really, that era did not feel very Doctor Who-ish to me. Whereas this felt like Doctor Who. It really did. It just I just want the bar is higher. Russell T Davies has a high bar, and that's not necessarily fair to him as a creator, but it is also what happens.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have. If he wasn't showrunner, I feel like someone should have reeled him back on at least his humor, because I think obviously the fart at the end is like really. Like that's very, very childish, and the constant like space babies. It's like, Russell, I'm not talking to the 15th Doctor. I'm not talking to Shooty. I'm talking to you, Russell. We get it. They're space babies. You don't need to put it in over 10 times in a single episode.
But that's what this entire episode did. Will you take the key? The key? A key? A key? Yes. 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 It was,
and also from sorry to interrupt. From what I heard, there was stuff cut from this episode. Apparently, like there's an actual reason why like the Doctor puts a bit more emphasis on the phrase "push the button," because there was apparently supposed to be a scene where he when Ruby points out there's a jukebox in the TARDIS, he plays "Push the Button" by the Sugar Babes. But that was cut because it's. I actually noticed that you can actually kind of notice where they cut it because he uses the Sonic, he activates the Sonic, but it cuts to the TARDIS going, and it's like, that's weird. Why is he using the Sonic to activate the TARDIS?
I hate that Sonic. I hate it.
I don't like that it changes color.
Oh yeah,
I didn't notice that. It's colorblind.
in the second one, it's red.
Yeah. And it's pointless. It's such a pointless thing. It's there just because toys.
I was just about to say that.
And I don't mind that as a toy collector. I don't. I may have it
as a toy, yeah.
But okay, let's move to the next episode.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Jimmy's disappeared. It was nice while it lasted. Oh, no, he's back.
All right.
You didn't ask me.
Joe, sound more excited, please.
You didn't. You know what, Joe? Fuck you. You didn't ask me. My number.
Oh, right.
Sorry, Jimmy, your number. Before we go into the Devil's Chord.
Landry, you said 3, right?
I said 3.
That's great. I don't know how, but I'm above you.
What? Okay, bearing in mind context. So, okay, where are you at with this number?
I'm a 4.
What? I'm the low ranking?
Yep, that's weird. Like specifically because of like what I was saying. But I got to give it credit to kind of the twist at the end. That I didn't catch on to the boogie monster was the bogey monster.
It was literally a bogey.
Yeah, literally a bogey monster. I didn't catch on until they kind of revealed that, and I was like, "Fucking duh!" Like, right? I was like, "Oh, I'm stupid for not realizing that." So I'll give Russell the writing chops for going, "All right, you got me," but it's still not the best. I do like the nanny. I really like the nanny, and I gotta admit, Shooty, he wasn't the best in this episode, but he has charisma. His charisma is almost on parallel to Matt Smith. It's like even in a bad episode, you still kind of like him.
Yeah, I can see that. Pixels, you're going to say something?
So that's why I give it a little bit higher. So yes, a 4.
Okay.
I will never rewatch this episode.
I had something in my mind, but it vanished. Let's move on to the good episode.
Yes, the Devil's Chord. Going back in time to see the Beatles, the Doctor and Ruby discover that music is just not good anymore. And this is part of the evil plans of the mysterious maestro. So again, starting off with Landry, your thoughts on the Devil's Chord?
Well, I thought it was fantastic. First off, I thought this was this should have been our opening, but because it's so recent since we saw the toy,
the toy maker,
that it was good to have a buffer, more of a buffer than just a Christmas special between that and the introduction of another of these, types of beings. I knew instantly what it was, what was going on. I got that, or I thought if this is not related to that, it's going to be weird because all of this kind of reminds me of the Endless from Neil Gaiman's Sandman.
Yes.
Which is fine. I mean, a great concept from Gaiman. Maybe they owe him some royalties here, but I thought the performances were great. I thought that the menace of it was next level. I thought the casting of the Beatles was terrible. That was awful. But I mean, it's a little weird when we're getting into episodes that if you're younger, we're dealing with the long ago deep history. But I mean, I was born in 1971, just a few years, not that long, less than a decade after this was supposed to take place. So seeing that start to, it's a little strange. But I thought it was really good. I wish the Doctor looked like that all the time. I don't like that he changes clothes and looks so often because I kind of always like the Doctor have a little bit more of a fixed thing, and I like the Doctor in a suit. That was my problem with Eccleston, is we eschewed the classic Doctor look.
Yeah, his shirt changed a lot.
The suit I love the suit.
It was so
But
good.
it's kind of too close to David Tennant's blue suit, and I think that's why they didn't stick with that.
Um,
and that it's blue.
Then I give him I just like him in a suit in general, but I mean, it was just a very good episode. The performance of the villain was just amazing. The poor old woman who just wanted to play a little music, that was actually really heartbreaking.
Yes, and that is a Doctor Who alumni.
Was
That's
it?
June Hudson. She was a costume designer for Tom Baker.
Oh
Wow.
shit, that's awesome!
I think she did his I think maybe the last 2 seasons or last 3 seasons.
Well, that's
all
wonderful.
right.
That's
Maybe not as awesome.
That's still awesome.
Well, I think she did a lot of Romana's outfits, and she was the one that designed Tom Baker's last outfit, the
red.
The burgundy.
Red, not so
red.
much,
Burgundy.
but Romana, kudos.
No, yeah, I just really, really enjoyed almost every element of this episode, and I will be watching this one again. I know I'll be watching this one again. I'm going to think over the course of this if I had anything critical to say that diminished. Oh, I know. I have one thing. I hate musicals. I've mentioned this.
I was going to ask, like,
Yeah.
you were so positive. I'm going to say, Landry, what about the musical?
Landry,
ending,
no.
Literally closed my
I don't
eyes
want to
and
hear shit about the musical. The musical was so good. Landry,
See, you weren't here for this, but I explained it in detail. I hate musicals. I hate them. And I hated the musical number so much, but everything else I thought was fantastic. And if I could rewind one moment, I wanted to say, I forgot about the last episode. I am deeply phobic of butterflies. So there was a moment in the last episode before this that I had to close my eyes through. That freaked me out. Just saying.
I thought you would have been happy for it to be squished.
Oh God! But no, then she turns.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's my nightmare right there.
It was on
Human
blue.
butterfly people? No.
what the hell is wrong with butterflies?
They terrify me. They do.
Landry, that's
It's a phobia.
It's a phobia. It's not. It's not
Yeah. All right, that's my opinion. Who's next?
Joe.
of the Corrales.
Sure. No. Yeah, this episode was an absolute step up. It was definitely more good than bad. Jinx Monsoon was really great in it. The stakes were better. The story itself was still like a little more childish, but like it was definitely a step up. Like it didn't feel like it was for like toddlers like the previous one, but still, like, I'm like, you could have like made it feel a little more accessible and not quite as child oriented. One of my biggest problems with this episode, and just what Russell's doing lately, is why did we bother with making this series 1 when we're fucking referencing an unearthly child 2 episodes in? Why fucking do it?
Disney.
Like, it's like, but it, like, if that's what you're going to do, write for that. And it's like we're going back to old Who faster than we did when New Who started. Like, just really baffling decisions there. Like, I don't understand. It's and I think kind of building on a little bit of what Landry was saying, like some of my thoughts on this too fall into, like, dude, you already had a crack at this. You had all these years to think about what else you might do. You had a lot of leading time. You had less episodes than in previous in this, and this is what you're doing. You have time to be referencing an unearthly child and stuff like why? It's that stuff I genuinely feel is a mistake. And the end was a little anticlimactic, but I mean, this is the same dude who would reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. So, I mean, Doctor Who is not foreign to slightly anticlimactic finales to an episode. So I can't really knock it too much for that.
I want to touch upon something that Ishan said earlier. There are rumors that these episodes have been reshuffled, and that's absolutely what happened. Do you hear what time that she was currently on? June or July 2024.
Yeah, this
is going to be going into that.
I'll get to it with my thoughts, but that's definitely something I don't like with this new series is that a lot of development is rushed because it's shorter. This felt like this should have been later in the series.
Not only that,
Space Baby should have been in the middle. This should have been like off. Still
no.
but
Space Babies is exactly where it needs to be.
The thing is, the Devil's Chord is not supposed to be here because you're absolutely right, Landry. This is still, there is a buffer between the 60th anniversary, but when it's referenced and the Doctor runs, you never hide. Well, how would you know that, Ruby? You have been on one adventure, and the first thing y'all did was run.
They make a reference.
That
They've
is
been
a good
traveling
point.
Together for months.
Yeah,
There's a reference to it.
but
Not only that, he mentions the Pantheon as if we've already heard it, and Ruby doesn't make any go, what's the Pantheon? No. She goes, oh, okay, as if she's already heard of it and knows.
He asked her, what time is it for you on Earth? And it's been
June,
months
July.
because last time we knew it was Christmas, and now it's like June, right? Yeah, it's been months they've been traveling.
This felt like an episode 5 out of 8.
Yes, that's exactly what this is. This isn't a penultimate episode, but it's just
Right before
that. Because this is absolutely it. That's why there's a reference to an unearthly child, because it's later in the season, right towards the finale. There should have been a buffer of time.
Yeah.
I don't know why they reshuffled it. Maybe they thought Space Babies was just that bad that they needed to add this episode, which maybe it's the highlight of the season. Maybe
That could be a problem.
You're gonna say that when your favorite writer is writing the 1 in 2 days?
I love Stephen Moffat, but I'm not going to lie. Russell can write good episodes of Doctor Who. He can write better episodes of Doctor Who. It's just
I do hope though that this wasn't the best episode of the season, because if it is, this season fucking sucks. So
it's in trouble.
No, I mean, even this was a great. I did really like this episode, but it shouldn't be the high bar. It should be the middle, and I want it to build something much greater than this.
There's the rumors. Devil's Chord was supposed to be episode 5 or 6, which is why Ruby talked about knowing the Doctor, and the episode was
I see.
And
it
also,
now. I didn't. It makes sense.
Russell,
I didn't catch that,
Russell, do you look back on your works, because 15 mentions? Oh, when I first met you, I told you about the toy maker. No, you didn't. Pretty sure toy maker was not mentioned in Church of Ruby Road.
I can't remember.
I didn't.
Unless
Like
we're making the
a
novelization canon, where the goblins are supposed to be part of the Toy Maker's Legion, but we're going off from episodes from the TV show, so...
Well, again, we had another issue. The whole reason there's a dance number here at the end is because there's supposed to be, like before, with 15 able to separate the TARDIS into 2, there's supposed to be this cosmic energy remaining after, which has been unleashed on the world, which is making it a musical for this one moment. But that's something that they put in the script, but not in the episode. And that's frustrating.
Yeah. So, Jimmy, your thoughts on the Devil's Chord?
I hated the first episode so much. This one was so good. So I watched the Christmas special. The Christmas special, where it's supposed to be goofy. And I went, I watched the second Space Babies, and I texted Connor and said, this is retarded. And then the third episode, The Devil's Chord. That's the first time since Russell T. Davies came back in its so-called reboot, I went, there's Doctor Who. There it is. This is what I was expecting. And it's so masterfully done because he talked about beforehand, because they can't afford the music rights to any Beatles song because, let's face it, it's the Beatles, the biggest band of all time. So he said, I wanted to write a Beatles episode where I could not, where there was no Beatles music in it. And it was masterfully done. The scene where Ruby first starts playing the piano. I had flashbacks to a movie that I truly felt that changed me for the better, because it was the first time I went, oh, this is what movies can be. And I had flashbacks to this scene. Pixel, I'm going to share a screen real quick.
You're not showing the video.
Yeah, quick one. It's no biggie.
It's kind of a biggie.
Nah, it's not.
Oh, we don't need to. I think we all know it.
No. I can't show it.
We all know it.
And
you can't show it? Yes, you can.
No. We don't need to see that. We don't need to see the shoes. It's
The
okay.
shoe. It wasn't the shoe part. It was the right after that.
Also, I feel like we might get copyright struck.
We will, absolutely. We can't.
Didn't
We
that
can't.
happen to us recently?
So right after right after he hugs the shoes, right? It starts playing this piano, beautiful music, close to what Ruby was playing. And it started showing buildings. And you know how like some houses can actually look like a face, you know, like a building with the two windows, looks like eyes, and then the mouth with the door. It showed many of those to kind of represent like they were felt like they were being watched even by the architecture. That's the scene. So when Ruby started playing, we got that side panel view of buildings with people obviously coming out to listen, and it hit me in that it felt like the same guitar string hitting that chord, the devil's chord. It felt like he was hitting the devil's chord right in my heart. That same feeling, and I was like, "This is what Doctor Who is. This is what it is."
It's a strong moment.
It's not just a strong moment. It's a strong moment because of what it represents with life. People have nothing in this universe. Absolutely not. They don't even have music. And when they hear just one song, they start crying. They start getting happy. They start getting hope again, which is Doctor Who. The Doctor gives you hope. That's the scene where I went, Ncuti Gat was the Doctor. Ruby Rose is the next companion. And this is the new era of Doctor Who.
Ruby Sunday, not Ruby Rose.
Oh, my bad. That's my bad.
She's back from Batwoman. She's here for Doctor Who.
Fuck Batwoman, bro. She was in the Meg.
Too. Well, the original. You're right.
But like that's still my point though. Like that's Doctor Who. And then when you really made me go, oh shit, was when Doctor and Ruby ran, and then Jinx came down. The Doctor used his sonic screwdriver to just completely get rid of all sound.
That was good.
That moment was so good, sound-wise.
Yeah.
Sound designers went, I don't have to do anything here. So you don't have script-wise, fantastic. Acting-wise, fantastic. Editing-wise, which is probably the biggest one. Absolutely fantastic. They knew when to go, I'm not needed. That means everyone. What's up?
Nothing.
That's when that's why everyone on set and even in post, they're simpatico. They're one and the same. I love, dude, this episode, I was like, yes. The ones before it, I hope we don't get episodes like Space Babies again for this Doctor for the rest of the season.
This is Russell, baby. We are.
Next episode is Return of the Space Babies, right?
Yes, episode. We need.
It's a 3-parter.
Spacier babies.
That's why I'm excited for the next episode, because we get Stephen Moffat. What did Stephen Moffat do? He created the most classic Doctor Who episodes when he was under Russell T Davies. So now he doesn't have to write for the season finale, what comes next episode. He just has to write for this one episode and create the most bonkers shit.
Space Babies is taken. It's taken. Copyright violation, Russell. My lawyer's being touched.
Pixel, your thoughts.
There was something that Jimmy just said that reminded me something in the episode. Oh, the Harbinger. He's back. He lives at the end when he was destroyed.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yes, wasn't it?
Well,
but
there is set from filming locations for the new series. There is like a theater, and on it says H. Harbinger. Apparently, I don't know if that's true or not.
So the thing is, maybe. Well, I think it is. This episode is just so good. It really is. It's a perfect follow-up to the last 60th special. The problem is that it exists in this position. We needed it to be right towards the end of the season, and it's supposed to be. And nobody can convince me otherwise. It's meant to be there.
I agree.
And if it was, it's still a fantastic episode either way. But it would be all the better for it, for this season of Doctor Who. I don't really know if I can add anything more. Jinx Monsoon, they were great.
I just want to say,
perfect villain.
Screw you guys. I gave the most in-depth review out of all of us. And I forgot to mention how great. I haven't said
anything yet. You just wait.
I forgot to mention how great Jinx Monsoon is. I forgot to, that in particular, that one part where they say they are they, them. That's the pronouns. The only problem I have with that is it doesn't come up in the rest of the episode.
It was a weird one for me because the character, it's 1925, and they, them as a singular pronoun was extremely common in 1925. The character wouldn't have been confused by that. It wasn't used as a gender pronoun, but we use they, them as a way you might refer to somebody you don't know. Like if I'm telling you about my friend Greg, I might say they, because it creates a distance, because you don't know Greg. So they are them. So the singular pronoun wouldn't have confused him at all. It was very common. In fact, Jane Austen in almost all her writing used they, them as a pronoun for people. So It's not a new thing. It's
saying a genderist, Jimmy.
Context. It's the context, I think. Unless
it just wouldn't. I just don't think it would have. I mean, it
doesn't fit in the episode because it doesn't show up any other time. They use they, them in the Star Beast because hey, that is a big part of the episode. That is a big deal, including the resolution of the Star Beast was because they were they, them. In this, they threw in they, them for no reason.
It did feel tacked on. It didn't feel important one way or the other, where you're right. In Star Beast, it was an important part of the plot and the resolution. I don't really have an opinion about it one way or other than a linguistic standpoint. A character wouldn't be shocked by the usage in 1925.
I'm not saying I'm against it, or I'm not saying I'm against it or upset about it or it's stupid or good. I'm just saying there's no need for it.
I think it's just the correction in the shock of the moment confused them.
The only thing they had to do was the simplest thing ever, where the pianist goes, "Hey, H. Harbinger, get away from him." I don't know about you guys, but when I look at Jinx Monsoon in their full getup, I don't see a man. I actually kind of see a woman. So I would have said, get away from her, or at the most part, just say get away from them and move on. You don't need to
I think that given the era, the natural thing for him to say would be get away from them. That would have been the natural way to say it to begin with, regardless of any gender perceptions. It's not about gender at that point in 1925. But it was used. But it's making a statement for the now, which is fine. But it would have been interesting had it been more part of the plot. But I don't really know how you do that naturally. In this
just
case,
say get away from them.
Worked very well previously, so
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's pretty much that.
It doesn't matter.
It's a quick moment.
But no, I'm saying Jinx is phenomenal in this episode. I think you could actually have Jinx be a recurring character. That's how great they were. But throwing in that, I think that was Russell's way of going, hey, Nerderotic. Hey, critical drinker.
Stop.
Fuck you.
Just stop.
I think this, all of that aside, I think that this is one of the best villain entrances we've ever had in New Doctor Who for me, outside maybe the Master's first appearance. And it was incredibly powerful. The performance was next level. The writing was next level. Everything you say, it's true. And I mean, I expect we'll see this villain again. I hope we do. But I hope it's not too soon or the connection is really, really direct because, this was done. I feel like next we'd see some other member of the Pantheon or something. So
that's the thing. What is the Pantheon? We don't know.
Well,
we got Toymaker. We got Jinx. And then they didn't reference the Pantheon.
The Guardians would be part of the Pantheon.
The Pantheon has been mentioned before in the Sarah Jane Adventures. It's what the Tricksters are part of.
Oh, so it doesn't matter.
The full name is the Pantheon of Discord.
There's also in the Jodie Whittaker era, there are the two beings locked. There's mention of it in that as well.
I thought that was just
they mentioned the Toymaker in that one.
They were Eternals.
I thought they were Eternals.
They're the same, but they're supposed to be the same beings, though. Essentially, the Toymaker and the Guardians.
Mm-hmm. Eternals. I thought the Eternals were Eternals, and I thought the Pantheon were gods.
Okay, well,
I thought the Eternals was a kind of boring MCU movie.
But is the
that we can agree on?
Is the Toymaker mentioned as one of? The Toymaker's mentioned as member of both, though.
Yeah.
The Toymaker's mentioned
depending
as
on your source.
What's that?
Depending on your source.
Well, no, I mean, and within the show. In the Whittaker era, they mentioned the Toymaker once. And as one of these beings.
The Toymaker have his game.
Wait, hold on. Sean brings up a good point. Is the Dream Lord... Could be the Dream Lord be a part of it, like Sandman-ish?
No,
Dream Lord.
No, because Dream Lord is just psychic Poland taking a form
with the 11. Yeah, I get that, but could
it's
this
be the Doctor's dark impulses?
Could this be a way to get the Dream Lord as a actual character?
I sure hope not.
No. Dream Lord just feels like it's a one and done. It's just to be this is the Doctor, but bad.
Bad boy.
Also, it's not the grandson of the Toymaker. It's just child of the Toymaker because of they.
The Harbinger.
No, Harbinger.
Oh, Harbinger. I thought they were. My bad.
So
but wait. No. Because Maestro is also a child.
No, but Harbinger is referred to as Maestro's kid, as son.
Yeah,
but
Maestro is the child of the Toymaker.
Yeah, and Harbinger refers to Maestro as daddy.
Oh, shit, my bad, grandson. Yeah. I was thinking.
Okay,
yeah.
Going back to it, these beings that are referred to as Eternals would be the same as the Pantheon according to references we've had within the show itself. Outside of any other source, they've referenced the same set of beings and referenced them in both ways, Eternals or the Pantheon.
Would that make the Master of Games one of the Pantheon?
We don't know.
That would be cool if RTD brought back Master of Games. That'd be fucking awesome.
Master of Fiction?
Master of Fiction, Master of Game, yeah. From the Mind
Robber.
The Mind Robber.
Mind Robber. Thank you.
Well, he was a prisoner. Okay. Whose take did we not get? Chris? Did we
Lucky last. So, yes, The Devil's Chord. I really enjoyed this. Again, Shooty and Millie are fantastic. Obviously, Jinx Monsoon, brilliant. I don't think I could see anyone else do that role better than Jinx. She was absolutely amazing as Maestro. You're going to get
Matt Berry?
I don't know. But you need Matt Berry as a different kind of like good comedic like villain.
Yeah.
But no, you're going to get a drag queen to be a villain. You're going to get camp, and you're going to get good camp.
Good. This was so good. It was
so good. It could have gone a whole different direction with really bad camp, but it didn't. And that's what I enjoyed. Maestro chewed up every scene. The scene with Ruby playing essentially it's her song. I'm pretty sure I believe that is Ruby's song, the actual like by Murray Gold.
Carol of the Bells.
No,
the one on the piano. That's Ruby's song.
Which one on the piano?
the one
When Ruby's playing it. She says in universe, she says, "Oh, this is a song that I made for my friend." But for us in the real world, that's Ruby's song.
Ruby's theme, basically.
Ruby's theme.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that scene, fantastic. It's all good. And the scene with the Sonic canceling out all sound, brilliant.
So good.
My problems with this episode, yes, it should have been later in the season. It is too early for this kind of episode. I felt like we were just doing the giggle again.
And they mention it. It's the giggle.
They mention it, yeah.
Their laugh is the giggle.
Which is also why this could be later in the season.
Yeah, I think that doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't help. It's this close. It's like we just had the giggle like 3 episodes ago.
It was a little strange.
The rushed because of it's a shorter season. The rushed development between 15 and Ruby, like they can have adventures outside of the TV show, but like we've only had them together for. They meet in a Christmas episode. They have one adventure, and then suddenly there's just like this whole huge gap.
Again.
How long of a season is it?
It's only 8 episodes, I think.
Okay.
So we have we're 2 down, 6 to go.
Or 3 down.
Yes.
No, because the special doesn't count.
Yeah, special technically. Yes, as Ashan says, there's a Pyramids of. Well, it's pretty much the same as from Pyramids of Mars, where 4 takes Sarah Jane to the future to show, hey, if we don't stop Sutek, Earth is destroyed. So it's like, yeah, we're doing.
The flash forward episode. Yeah. The one they go into the future mid fight and show it's destroyed. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that in a really long time.
I don't mean to interrupt. I'm just going to say, I really think we're going to see maybe in the next couple episodes us backtrack before this episode here.
Wait, back up. Sutek.
Yeah, have you only just caught on this theory that everyone's been talking about?
I don't.
That Sutek is the main villain.
I'm literally not on Twitter anymore. Dude. Like,
that's the theory that Sutek is.
Would Sutek be a more powerful threat than the toy maker?
No.
Sutek.
The Sirens are just an alien species that pose as gods.
Yeah.
But what is a bunch of gods when you put them in a room? A pantheon.
Granted.
I'm just now thinking if they bring back Sutek as the main villain,
it would be a step down.
But again, that would go against the whole thing. Like, I mean, again, we've referenced.
It's
Susan,
actually
so
not.
It would go against the whole thing of this being. It would go against the whole thing of this being fresh and new.
No, it's not a step down because the 50th anniversary, right? The 50th anniversary was what? The Time War. What happened the season after that? A step down. So I'm saying specials have to be the highest of high.
No, I mean they keep referencing this greater power than them. These eternal beings keep referencing this greater power.
The one who waits.
Right. Sutek is not greater than them. Sutek is lesser than them.
Sutek would be more powerful than Maestro.
I don't think so.
No.
No?
No.
No, because Maestro is a child of the toy maker, so essentially the same race as the toy maker, and the toy maker is
but they don't say
a godlike
they don't hold on. They don't say how a child. Because
conceptual being.
Maestro could be kind of like a demigod.
Maestro is something else. Maestro is more like the Endless from Neil Gaiman, like mentioned before. It's a conceptual being, just like the toy maker is a conceptual
as they say,
being. The Guardians are conceptual being.
Yeah.
As I said, like an elemental. It is just it embodies music.
Yeah.
And again,
but I don't think Sutek would not be as strong as them unless they would literally have to write like a Deus Ex Machina.
Hold on.
For him
Sean,
to be stronger.
Sean's onto something. Who's the one who waits? Susan. One day I will come back. And until then,
we haven't confirmed that is actually Susan.
But until then, she's waiting. And what is she? She is the grandchild of the Doctor, which means that she's not as powerful as Maestro. She's not as powerful as the toy maker. But what does she have that beats both of them?
No.
She's got the mind of the Doctor. The Doctor's mind beats everyone.
Susan Twist is an actress who has been in every episode. No, she was in Wild Blue Yonder, not in The Giggle, but every episode after that. She has appeared in
the old lady, the one who says move the
I forgot about her.
Move the phone box.
Yes. What?
No, that's Anita Dobson.
Yeah, that's someone else.
That's Mrs. Flood.
That's not her?
Yeah.
Well,
no,
okay, I do love the idea. I love the theory. I don't know if it holds any weight. I think it's a really interesting.
Yeah. What if it was just Susan? They keep hinting at her. She would still have to wait.
She's a threat. It could be that she.
It's something that
will hurt the Doctor.
Too lazy for Russell to make it so obvious.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the genius behind it.
I didn't even.
Everyone goes, that's too easy.
Is it?
It's literally the episode. It's literally that clip from Knives Out, Glass Onion. So stupid, it's brilliant. No, it's just dumb.
Or it could be that moment from The Master of Disguise. It's so crazy, it just might.
We're not talking about you don't want to put Master of Disguise as your.
But my point is, Susan has been waiting. What if she waited too long? What if she went crazy?
I don't think if Susan were to come back, I don't think she'd be coming back as a villain. I think it'd be coming back as something that could hurt the Doctor in a different way. But I think it's a really interesting idea. I don't know how that would go, but you could do some really interesting things with that. It was interesting how much they hit the Susan. We haven't really seen Susan talked about that much. Matt Smith brings her up in the first time when he goes to face the
Rings of Akaton,
yeah.
Hold on.
He talks about Susan. Then the 12th Doctor has a photo of her, and that's really all we get.
No, but no. Besides that, not just the show. Russell has been teasing her on his social media for a while now. He was like, "Where has she gone? Where is she?" Posting a picture of her. But if you think about it, what's up, Crispy? I was just talking about you. If you think about it, Susan. Susan is an orphan. Where mom and dad dead, the Doctor abandoned. This whole season has been about orphans. Ruby Rose, God, I keep saying that. Ruby Sunday is an orphan. The kids, space babies, all of them have no parents. Orphans.
See, the thing is that this really. I know we've said it 15 times. This needed to be later in the season. This is an episode that belongs later in the season. There's no way they were hoping to hint at Susan this soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's just like I said, the next few episodes I think are going to take place, at least production wise now, before this episode. It's just it's frustrating.
Ishan, she was an orphan until she got adopted. But even then, she's still trying to find her main parents. And I swear to God, if Ruby ends up being the daughter or granddaughter of Susan, I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to be so mad.
I haven't heard that theory.
I'm going to be so mad.
All right. So to finish off my thoughts, the end of the episode, the musical. The song is catchy. It's fun. I don't like that it is so tacked on at the end.
Yes.
Why was the musical not used to defeat the maestro?
Because this is a Beatles episode. Who are the most genius band and who's ever lived?
The Beatles were in that song.
Yeah, but like, think about it. Once you defeat the person who destroyed all these songs, what are you going to do? It's not just a song like, oh, there's a twist at the end. No, it's a montage of them recreating all the music.
I still want it.
That's why.
It. Like,
See, as much as whether you like it or not, in the Church on Ruby Road, at least the goblins having a song makes sense for them. It's a part of a ritual they do when their king is about to eat a baby, so they sing him a song. In this, the musical is just tacked on at the end. Yeah. It should have been something that was used in the plot. The Beatles should have had more to do. This really did feel like it should have been a Beatles episode, considering the Beatles are the one, or two of the members are the ones that hit the last note that banishes Maestro.
That pushed the button.
Yes. So I feel like the Beatles should have been more integral to the plot, and the musical should have been used as like the quote unquote weapon.
You could say that, but Russell already said the point of the episode was to make a Beatles episode with no music. With no
Beatles do that.
No Beatles music.
They were integral to the plot because who was the one who actually solved the Devil's Chord? The most genius minds in music history. I mean, modern history with Paul McCartney and John Lennon.
I thought there was an interesting dig at Paul McCartney in there. You're useless on your own.
No, motherfucker. Paul McCartney. Without
which one?
Paul McCartney. Without Paul McCartney, there would be no Beatles.
I didn't say there wouldn't be. I just thought it felt like a dig at Paul McCartney. I didn't write.
Absolutely.
Hold on. I'm refuting what Russell was saying.
Oh,
so without the Beatles, without Paul McCartney, there would be no Beatles. Without John Lennon, there would still be Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney is just outstanding at writing music. That's what I said, because Paul McCartney is just fantastic.
And without Paul McCartney, without Paul McCartney, there'd be no Wings. Who would care?
If you go to his solo albums compared to John Lennon has one song that everyone knows.
Well, he might have made more, but something happened.
I'm saying
I do think the plan was to make more music.
Now, hear me out. I disagree because he married Yoko Ono,
who gets unfairly maligned.
Yes, no, if you call her a musician, you're just flat out wrong. She's the worst thing that happened to the Beatles. She destroyed the Beatles.
Even Paul McCartney on multiple occasions has come out to defend her and say that she had nothing to do with that.
Yeah. What's he going to say about the widow of his best friend? Oh, man.
The truth?
Did you guys hear that? That's my roommate.
Well, anyway, I'm going to give my ranking.
Ratings, yes. Landry first. Devil's Chord.
I'm giving this one... I'm going to give this one an 8.5. It would probably be a 9.5 for me, but that musical at the end and the placement of the episode did feel off. I loathe musical numbers. I could have accepted the one with the goblins we were talking about. That would have been fine because the goblins act that way. It was when the Doctor and Ruby started singing that I had a problem. In this one, there was no purpose to it at all. I hated that. But I just stopped paying attention. The nice thing is I could just ignore the episode when that started because it was done. You could cut that. It doesn't change anything. And in some ways, that is worse writing because why do you have minutes of airtime for something that does not matter? So,
it's a twist at the
because
end.
what?
Because it's a twist.
It was. It wasn't.
Yeah, what was the twist, Pixel? What was the twist? There was no twist at the end.
There was no twist. That was just bad. That was bad. But the rest of the episode was so.
Actually, there was a twist at the end. They helped recreate the Beatles music, and guess what? Yoko Ono was not there.
Actually, the Harbinger being back there was.
I guess that is
interesting. That's kind
I'll
of.
give it an 8.5. I'm giving it an 8.5.
Okay.
Yep, Joe.
Yeah, no, I definitely like this. I feel like I'll probably wait a few weeks or whatever, and then like rewatch it with Space Babies further in the rearview mirror, and I'll probably like it even more. But watching it immediately after Space Babies might have actually dragged it a little bit. But I'm gonna give it an 8. I really like this episode a lot. I still think this season's turning out to be like a little more needlessly childish, but but there's a lot less of that in this episode.
This is why you're a great writer, Joe.
Thanks, Jimmy.
By the way, hey, fuck you. But besides that, I was reorganizing. I finally got like a place where I can put all my comic books. I saw Beckstar. It's still in my collection, and I was like, hey, there's a book I forgot.
Thanks, Jimmy.
That's a
Jimmy,
weird
you're rating.
compliment to give something like I totally forgot about it.
Who said it was a compliment? He just told me, thanks, Jimmy, before that. No, but really, it was actually a fun book. And there's a reason I kept it.
Appreciate it.
I'm
I
surprised.
appreciate that, Jimmy.
Joe,
Like,
Joe, where are all the Jimmy jokes? He shows up. Are they to compensate?
No, can we shut the fuck up about Jimmy
there's
jokes?
no-
I'm here for
there's-
the episode. You can cut it.
yeah, absolutely. No, Jimmy's making enough jokes all on his own.
Surprisingly enough, I agree with Landry. It's an 8.5. I've been reevaluating how I rank episodes, and that has to be rewatchability. How many times will I rewatch this episode?
8.5 times. Can't
And
get
I
to
think
9.
I will rewatch this episode a lot. So 8.5 is good. There was some moments in it where I was like, all right, that's a bit too much, but like it didn't destroy the episode. That's why it's 8.5. It's not a 9. It's not a 9.5 because it's not heaven sent. Waters of Mars. You know what I
No
mean?
more.
Sleep no more, yes.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Pixel,
Yeah, but you
your
get my
rating.
point, right? Like that.
Yeah.
That's why. But I think this is.
We're at 8.5, 8.5.
Russell T Davies to come back, and in my opinion, besides what was that? The second episode with David Tennant returns.
Wild Blue Yonder.
Wild Blue Yonder. Thank you. That one is a 9 for me. I'll rewatch that all the time. But I'll rewatch that more than I will this one, Devil's Chord. And for Russell T Davies to come back, he has 5 6 episodes under his wing now.
Oh, yes,
And
yes.
only 2 of them I will rewatch. I am a little bit scared.
I think it's too early to judge this season. I'm not going to give this season too critical of a look because every season Russell T Davies did have some bad episodes, but overall they're great seasons. They're very memorable. Was the first one a misstep? Yes, but the second one was so good. Let's see what happens.
Yep.
It's an 8 for me, boys. I'm with Joe and Ashawn. 8. I can't give it the 0.5 for some reason.
Okay.
All right.
Very, very astute observation, Pixel.
For me, I am going to give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Almost the same as you gave the Space Babies.
Almost the same as he gave Love and Monsters.
Love and
Now,
Monsters.
don't get me wrong. This is a good episode. I really enjoyed it. Jinx is fantastic. The chemistry, great. I think just the problem is the placement of it. It just feels like we're just doing the giggle again, and the musical.
I mean, I would have liked it if this had come before the Toy Maker. You know, this felt like it should be a prelude to the Toy Maker, but it wasn't. So we're there.
Yeah. It's a bit weird that the Toy Maker's Legion is coming after him. I feel like the Legion would be first. That would be the prelude, and then the Toy Maker's the bigger threat. He's the one that controls the
I feel
Legion.
like we should have led to the Toy Maker being the villain of this season rather than our Christmas special.
But if it wasn't the Toy Maker, how would the Doctor have bi-generated?
We didn't need that,
And
though.
also,
The Doctor could have just regenerated.
Also, the Maestro makes it clear that the Toy Maker wasn't letting them play, wasn't letting them come into play. It's after the Toy Maker, I think, gets put away that his Legion can come.
Well,
God
we'll see what happens.
God damn it! I'm agreeing with Pixel. That's a good point.
And also,
But that doesn't make it better. It just makes it. It just is an explanation.
It's logical.
And also, they all appeared in the same year.
Wait, that's not true, Pixel. Wait, back up. I'm happy I'm now disagreeing with Pixel. Because even the Toy Maker said there was one person I ran away from.
Yeah, the one who waits.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if his Legion's coming...
They're not the one who wait.
No, but
They're not the one.
No, but they're the ones who serve the one who waits.
No. They're the ones...
Yeah, but why would he refer to as like my legions?
And who's the boss from that was mentioned a couple episodes back during the 10
Yeah.
stuff?
Oh,
that's
something else. We don't.
No.
That's just the problem with Russell with this era. He has too many dangling.
When we only have 6 episodes left, it's a little like.
Yeah.
The boss is the blue dude from The Name of the Doctor, the guy who gives River Song the time vortex manipulator.
Dorian. What?
Dorian, yeah, he's the boss. His
Why?
head's still there. His head's still there. He can still be there.
So what do we got? An 8.5, 8, 8.5, and 7.5?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're averaging a nice 8.1.
Yeah, we're averaging at about 8.
Yeah.
Nice.
Rocky start to a questionable positioned but good episode.
Yeah.
Sean, before we go, wants to know our thoughts about Boom.
I don't know anything about it. Haven't watched the trailer, literally, and I won't. I don't want to know anything about it.
The trailer is literally they step on something and then they cut to credits. There's nothing.
Yeah, I don't need to know anything about it.
There's nothing to it at all. The trailer's nothing.
Like, yeah, I'll see it when it airs. I'll see it in a few days.
I'm excited for the return of Stephen Moffat. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
There we go.
I'm really excited
Finally,
to see
someone other than Russell writing an episode.
Exactly.
Right.
Also, Russell being able to write good again underneath Russell T Davies.
Russell being able to write under himself again.
You know what I meant. Fuck you. Whatever. You know what I mean. Moffat being able to write good again under Russell T Davies, because that's when he did his best episodes, other than one.
Other than what?
One?
Heaven Sent.
We just said that the best season opener, pretty much of all time, was done in his era, 11th Hour. Okay.
And he wrote it.
All right.
That was one of the worst episodes. It was so bad.
All right, Landry, stop talking before I get rid of this Butcher Boy ad. No, okay. He's got two fantastic episodes underneath. Whatever.
World Enough in Time, Dr. Falls.
That was good, but it wasn't my favorite.
They were great.
The beginning of World Enough.
It would have been better if
was
that was the finale and we didn't have Twice Upon a Time.
But we got David Bradley with that one.
I mean, true, but still, it was kind of an unnecessary. It just felt like we needed another finale after our finale.
Well, to be fair, it was a Christmas special, and I think they always schedule that until Chris Chibnall ruined it.
That's right. Jimmy and I agree on one thing, and the Christmas.
You've agreed on a few things this stream. It's been very weird.
There have been these weird agreements going around. You know what? I think it's something in the air. It's Jimmy.
To be fair, Jimmy, while you've been away, I'm starting to agree with some of your takes. Like, I'm kind of getting sick of shooting.
Fucking weird, huh?
Yeah, I'm kind of getting sick of 15 being in too many different outfits. I think it's getting too much.
I dislike that so intensely.
Wow, it's like you guys. It's like when this first came out, you guys were all against me, and now I'm saying, now you're all feeling it.
Not me.
We're not in full agreement with you, okay? So just take what you can get.
Jess Puck, it's not Jimmy with the hot takes. Now it's Jimmy with the base takes.
No.
But anyway, that has been our review of the 2-episode premiere of Doctor Who Series 14/Season 1. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, as always, to Landry Q. Walker and Joe Corallo for joining us. Remember to read The Butcher's Boy by Landry Q. Walker. And Joe, how about you? You got anything exciting coming out?
King Arthur.
Don't laugh like that, Jimmy. I'm being nice.
No, I'm laughing because you didn't read. Yes, he does have a book coming out, and I'll do it for you. It's hold on.
Let him plug it himself. He was
Let
the Jeff Goldblum of comics have his moment.
King Arthur. It's King Arthur, right, Joe?
Yes, King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, which is a reboot of the 90s cartoon. It's a YA graphic novel put out by Mad Cave's Maverick imprint. It's available now. Additionally, I have a 10-page story in the DC Pride, a celebration of Rachel Pollack, that focuses on the character of Kate Godwin, Coagula, who she created. Rye Hickman does the art, and we got John Workman, who lettered Grant and Rachel's runs on Doom Patrol to letter this story. It's really special to me, and I hope people check it out.
That sounds great.
Thank you.
You know what sounds great?
I gotta check this stuff out.
That does sound great, actually. I might actually pick that up because now I know you're doing it.
You should pick it up.
Thank you.
But I've been doing this podcast, and before that, my own show, whatever, for a while. And I have been and behind the scenes expecting to read The Butcher's Boy for over a year now.
You have. Longer, really. Yeah.
Yeah, year and a half, something like that.
I started working on this, mid 2022.
Yeah, and since you've been talking to me about it, I have nonstop been waiting for it to. And you said you'd send me an advance copy so we could do a live stream about it.
Fine, I'll do it. I'll send you a PDF.
Rad.
Okay.
And now that I know it's actually coming out May 22nd?
Yes.
Yeah.
From Dark Horse?
Dark Horse. You know, it's weird because when you were writing it, you thought it was going to be Xenoscope.
No.
Yeah, when you said you thought it was Xenoscope, and then you lost contact or something like that.
No, never had any contact with Xenoscope. There was a different publisher, and there was some. I'm not going to go into there was some internal shuffling that happened, and we had to switch gears really fast. But I'm really happy we landed at Dark Horse.
Me too.
Phenomenal too.
Dark Horse is one of the greats. Hellboy.
I'd only done anthology work really for them on horror stuff before, so this was a great to do a creator-owned series.
And now go to your local comic book shops and ask them to put this on in your box, because from what he's told me, this book's going to be fucking bonkers.
It's bonkers. Yeah, we'll talk about that. But yes, this is a fun. I'm glad Doctor Who's back. You know, all aside, it is so great to have episodes to talk about, episodes to criticize. We're in a great. It is a very lucky position to be able to sit here and talk about to nitpick these things to death, but I enjoyed seeing both of them. No matter what my
Yeah.
rankings are, I enjoyed watching both of them. And I think that's the important thing, is the privilege of being able to be critical because it exists. So I had a great time watching these. I just want to
come to us for varied takes. We're not going to kiss the boots.
Not only that.
Who are we? The official Doctor Who podcast?
Or not only that, but like, who's there? Huh? A Doctor Who podcast?
You leave my fellow Australian alone.
No, but real quick side note. I don't know if you guys had a chance. Free Comic Book Day. Doctor Who had this big free comic book come out. There it is.
Oh yeah, I got one of those.
I haven't
read it yet, but I got it.
I have read it, and I have to say, Doctor Who with their comic books has always been kind of fickle. They would always have a really good writer and a bad artist, or they would always have like a bad writer and a really good artist. But now that they got actual advertising and money, and now they're actually putting really into it, they've got great art and great writer. And I read this and I was like, all right, I'm actually gonna pick up Doctor Who comic books again since Kelly Thompson left. No, sorry, Jodie Hauser, not Kelly Thompson.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited to see how crazy Doctor Who's gonna get with the next few years because of the Disney Plus marketing.
We'll see. Wait, who's the I'm not familiar with the Dan Waters.
Never heard of them, but they write a hell of a Doctor Who.
Kelsey
I know.
Ramsey is the artist. Never heard of them. I feel like I've heard of Valentina.
What's that, Joe?
No, I know. Dan Waters did the. There was the Azrael comic at DC not that long ago. He wrote that. But he also he did some stuff at Vault. He's doing the Creature from the Black Lagoon comic now.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Vault's doing some great stuff. Like,
oh yeah.
So.
Yeah. What was that? Did Vault come out with the Ram V Buck These Savage Shores? Was that Vault?
Yeah. Yes. That was Vault. Yes.
Absolutely fantastic.
David Andrews been doing work over there. It's been really good.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But anyway, that is it for this live stream. Thank you everyone for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Remember to tune in next week as we talk about Boom.
And I will be here again.
Jimmy will be here
for Doctor Who now that it's back.
Jimmy will be here. Hopefully Landry and Joe will be able to join us.
I'll be here.
Maybe Connor will be here. He'd say he wanted to come on for Boom.
Joe, you said you may be here?
I should be. I think I'll be around for that. Yeah.
What about Javane? Should we send him a text?
Yeah, let's bring Javane in. The more the merrier. Get some more
let's just
opinions.
Let's
just invite everyone.
3-hour Doctor Who conversation. Here we go.
Have to get real punchy with our takes.
Oh yeah. This episode was bad. No, this episode was good. I don't want to be here. Logs off.
3, 7, 10, 9, 6. Done.
Javane would be like, you know what's great about Ruby? She reminds me of Clara.
Which Clara was great. No, good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Why? ALLONS-Y.
Geronimo!